Evening, sisters. I'm here now. Go on, scoot. Mother Amadeus. It's me, Mary.
I was watching Wild West Chronicles and I seen my friend Cammie Middleton. So let's give her a call and see how she's doing. Hey, Cammie.
Hey,
Hey, there she is.
how you doing?
I love your hair. It looks amazing.
Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna ruin it. How you doing?
You know, it's such a pleasure to speak with you. Really appreciate your time.
Oh, a moment to talk about myself? I don't think you know actors very well. Are you calling from 618? So you're calling from St. Louis, from Illinois? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm on the Illinois side.
Woo! Hello, Illinois. I just want to give a shout out.
Absolutely. So you probably know where I'm going with this, but
Well, I'm from St. Louis, so I do have a little bit of a potty mouth, so that's very wise. Thank you. Not that that's indicative of a St. Louis. I'm just saying I learned a few things.
I think we're both originally from St. Louis. So where did you go to high school at? You know, that's the St. Louis question. Where did you go to high school at?
Okay, I will answer that question, but my question to you and everyone that asks that question is, why do you need to know how much money my parents made? Because that's what that question is about. There's no other city that you go to and people go, hey, how much does your parents make? I need to know. They don't ask that way, but that's how we ask in St. Louis. We need to know how much money you had, where you grew up, and what you were doing. So I'm speaking truth here. So with that, I went to Rosati.
The city?
It's Central West End, across from the new cathedral on
That's right.
Lindell and Taylor Boulevard.
Okay. In my mind, I thought we went to the same high school too.
No, I didn't go to school with boys. No. All girls. My mom knew better. She's like, no, you'd be going to this girl's school and reading a book. Thank you.
I went to Central Visual and Performing Arts.
Oh, I wanted to go there. My mom's like, no, they're boys there. That's not.
Oh man, you would have been a perfect fit because what you do now, everybody comes from that school, you know, is doing something.
I wanted to go there so much. I remember when I first started, that school wasn't available. And then when it did become available, I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds like great. And I really wanted to go to the visual in New York because Fame had been out before. And so I knew that school existed. I knew from actors and the venue I had been in St. Louis that there were other kid actors my age, like 15 to 17, that were from New York and had gone to that school. And I remember one girl I met, we were doing a theater thing together and she was in St. Louis, I guess, visiting her grandparents or something. And she was like, oh, I go to this school. And I'm like, oh, you're the goddess of all. Like, I wanted to go there. My mom's like, you're not going. Yeah, it's too far away. I live here. I was not happy with my mom.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Again, Miss Cammie Middleton, it's a pleasure to have you on my Level Up show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, with us both being from St. Louis, how did you get started into acting, becoming an actress, and moving to California?
Okay, so I have to go way back. So I started acting when I saw Sesame Street. And I remember saying to my mom, we need to go there. I need to be on this show. And she's like, well, that's not a real place. I go, I'm pretty sure it's New York. And she goes, no, and you're right. I go, we just need to go to New York and find the area and let's go. And so I think it was planted then. And I kept kind of bugging her. And then once I saw Janet Jackson on TV with her brothers, and she was like, we're like about the same age or something. I don't know how old she is. I'm only 27, so let's not give her a joy. But I kept kind of saying that to my mom. So they didn't know what to do with me. So they stuck me in the School for the Arts, Conservatory and School for the Arts in St. Louis, which is CASA. And there I took dance and ballet and piano and theory and tap and everything and acting. And when I took my acting class there was a woman there and she was teaching acting. And she also ran a theater called the City Players of St. Louis. And she became my mentor. Her name is Irma Schreier Tucker, and I loved her. And I worked with the City Players of St. Louis from the time I was like, I had Saturday classes with her and then ballet. And I used to just spend my whole Saturdays with her. And by the time I turned 11, she just grabbed me and that was it. So every day after school, I finished my homework and I ran to the theater. So I was a stage manager for the play. I was everything back of house. I did envelopes. I listened to all the gossip. I learned everything about the theater I could. And then I had class and voice and diction and electrocution with her. And I was with her for a long while. And then she would just send me out on auditions in St. Louis. So there were auditions for commercials or other theater programs or other summer things. And she would just send me out. And I didn't really think of them as auditions. I thought of them as, fun things to do with Miss Tucker. And so there was really no pressure to get the job. There was just go and have fun. And before I knew it, we were just doing little things that I had a little group. And before I looked up, I guess I was maybe a junior in high school. And there's a theater program at Rosati, of course. And Sister Blanche was a very nice theater teacher,
Okay.
but she liked her favorites, and I was not one of them. And I knew that, and so it was very much on, I'm going to pick these cast members over and over for every single play. And I did not look like the typical sweet little white girl that she wanted in their plays. And I didn't need to, because I would show up in the newspaper. Cammie Middleton is in Bus Stop. And they'll be like, oh, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. There's only one paper in the city. So boom, you saw it. And I never mentioned it. I never went to school. And I remember one girl who's not with us anymore. I loved her so much. Her name was Shelly Casey, beautiful, beautiful girl from my class. One day, she and her family came to see my play. And she was like, oh my God. And I go, please don't tell anyone, please. I was like, don't, you're gonna ruin my reputation. Like, I didn't want anyone to know about my theater, or this was my baby. I didn't want any negative or anything. You know, people can be weird sometimes, especially when you're young, especially when you're dealing with arts and you're like kind of bearing your soul, because that's what you're doing. You're bearing your soul in so many layers, whether it's descriptive or vocal or even going into that character. So for me, I was like, please don't let me out. And so she was so sweet. She never said a damn thing. But again, it came out in the paper, but no one said anything, whatever. But I started there. And then when I went to school for college, I said, hey, I want to go to Boston University for theater. And most people had to audition. I didn't. I had a resume. Boom. And they were like, you're accepted. And my mom's like, yeah, we're not paying $17,000 so you can be a tomato. That's not happening. But you go there and go to business school, we'll pay for that. So I went to business school at Boston University. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. And I'll tell you why. Because when I did get to Hollywood, the first thing you learn how to do is read a contract.
Wow.
Love it. Give me contracts all day. I like to read. I was a realtor for 18 years. So I like to go, yeah, we're not doing this paragraph. We're not doing that one. Circle that one in red. So I hated my parents, but I'm so grateful that they gave me that business background. So I was able to discern and choose. And when I did get to Hollywood, I was able to avoid a lot of sharks and agents that were basically, their model was to use you to harvest and not really put you out for anything. So with that, that's how I got into this business. And I just started at 5, looking at Sesame Street, you know.
That's an amazing story. Like, how did you deal with the butterflies in your stomach when you went out on stage for the first time?
So I think it's a little different for each person, but for me, I don't get butterflies when I'm acting. Singing, different story. Yeah, I get the butterflies there, only because acting for me is great. I get to lose myself. I get to become you. I get to become a tomato. I get to be a whore. I could be a prostitute, whatever. I really get to just strip myself. So, for example, I played Miss Audrey in Double Cross. And in one scene, I actually had to be in my underwear in a bathrobe in the middle of Crenshaw. Cammie Middleton will not show up in her underwear in a bathrobe in the middle of Crenshaw, but Miss Audrey will. And I loved it. Showed my ass, loved it. So that you can lose yourself and you become that person. And that's really cathartic and freeing. And you really learn something about yourself, because to be that person, you have to find a place. So with singing, that's all you. There's no character. There's no character to hide behind. There's no context. There's no backstory. There's no credence. There's just you. And if you mess up, that's just you. And so I think that's where the butterflies come. So I think for me, I maybe have a shot of tequila and then I hit the stage and I'm okay. But that's the hard thing for me. Yeah.
Thanks for bringing up Double Cross and Miss Audrey. But let me ask you, how was it playing that character opposed to playing the character Stagecoach Mary in the Wild Wild West Chronicles?
Oh my God. Okay. So Stagecoach. Okay. Miss Audrey, I know her. That made it easy. I know that lady. She lived across the street from my grandmother. She was a mean lady. Like, I knew who she was, so I could integrate her and understand her and feel her. Stagecoach Mary, all you have is historical background and context. But I think the thing that got me through with that is her activity, because this woman wasn't playing. I had to learn how to handle a shotgun. Thank goodness my grandpa used to have a shotgun and I got to play with it. It was an 1865 Winchester. Loved it. And then the other thing I had to do was almost die. Okay, let's talk about that. So I really had to get on a stagecoach, and it took a ladder because they're tall and I'm 5'11". You need a ladder. I don't know how these people get up there, and I didn't have the knees to do it. So I had to have a ladder to get up there. And then there was a team of real horses. And so we're on this cliff in Southern California, and there's a ledge like about this 3 feet, maybe 2.5. And they have blinders on the horses, and the coach is designed so there's a guy under my feet, but he can't see anything because he's under a blanket because we're filming it. So basically, I'm Stagecoach Mary now. I'm fighting for my life because we're going down this mountain with 6 horses. I don't know how to talk to horses. I just met these horses today, like an hour ago. And we're going down this hill. And I'm like, oh my God. So that was different in that not only did I have to embody her, I had to stay her to stay alive. Let me just say that because we're going down this hill and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Oh my God, roll Nelly. I don't even know these horses' names, but they had new names today. And that's what we did. So that was a little different. So historical context, great because you have that to go by. But when you're in like fight for your life, you're gonna remember who you are.
And I like that you brought up historical content and context. How was the outfits and wearing that? You know, what you have to put on? Was it hot? You know, how was it getting through that?
But let me just tell you, it was so hot. First off, they sent me to costume. I think, do you remember that show Ponderosa?
Of course.
Okay, I really think I had on the Haas's pants like under it. Like I don't know who else in Hollywood could wear these pants, and I think they haven't been washed since then. So I'm like, I'm wearing Haas's pants with like skirts and petticoats and a jacket and this rifle, and it was very hot. But I loved it. I love the thing about it is, you know, they didn't really have bras back then, so I was free for the day. That was nice. It's nice to be. I love characters where you can just be free for the day. I played this woman in a movie, and she was an 80-year-old Creole woman, and so she was just hanging and swinging. I loved it. Hanging and swinging all that. I loved it. And then she didn't have makeup on. She just had her nappy hair. And I'm like, yeah, I can do my nappy hair. I loved it. So any day that I can roll out of bed without like brushing my teeth. I love playing a homeless person because then you're like, woohoo, I can just smell all day. Love it. Anything outside yourself where you don't have to do anything, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. But you know, if you got to get gussied up, I'm like, oh God, that's an hour of like all this bullshit. You know,
yeah, you are you're an amazing actress. I love your energy. I just love how you just, you know, you bring life to anything that you do. Now, have you heard of Reginald Hudlin?
Yes, I know Reggie.
Yeah. Oh, do you really?
He's from St. Louis. He's from East St. Louis.
That's right. You know,
yeah.
it would be interesting. Have you ever thought about teaming up with him to work a project?
Are you kidding? Absolutely. And if Reggie sees this, this is the 3rd time I'm asking you, Reggie, cast me in something. And so it's interesting. I met another director, and Reggie didn't say this, but Neil, what's Neil's last name? But I was talking to Neil, and I said, I would love to be in one of your productions. And he said, great, hire me. And then you have to remember, so I went to film school, and let's just talk about this. As wonderful and brilliant as directors are, they're not running the show. I'm a writer. So I write it, and if I'm going to produce it, I'm going to put the money up, or I'm going to find producers to put that money up. Those producers are then going to hire a director. Reggie and Neil are hired hands. So asking them to put me in a movie, that's not how it works, unless they have production dollars in there. So it's one thing to say, hey, I've seen this actor work and I like this actor for this part. Can we please consider her for this part? That's one thing if he has that kind of input. And I'm sure Reggie does. I don't know, but I asked him 3 times. I would love to do that. But what I did do was hit up other directors for things that like, hey, I'm working on this. Can you sponsor me if I get this sold? Would you actually be my director for this project? So I have written a project, I'm working on a project, and I would love to be able to get to the point and go, hey, Reggie, I know you can direct this. I would love to do this. And so I have to think about it that way. In the meantime, he should just be hiring me just to sit around the house and just look good. I could do that too, whatever he needs to do. So, but I would love that. I love that. I love to work with anyone that's creative and like works outside the box. I think that's just fascinating, and that really that inspires me and makes me think outside the box. I think we have to think outside the box because the box is not good. I mean, Hollywood was rolling out the same over and over again, and it's so daunting and overwhelming. However, I will say this, my girlfriend just came to me this morning and she said there's being a remake done of the Thomas Crown Affair. And that's one of my favorite movies. The original with Faye Dunaway and also the second remake with Pierce Brosnan. And I was just saying to her, I hate Hollywood remakes. There's so much original material. Why can't we just grab that? And then my girlfriend said, yeah, but Michael B. Jordan is playing it. I'm like, okay, I'll go see that. So Michael B. Jordan like cancels all that out. So yeah.
Now earlier you mentioned contracts, right?
Yes.
You know, being in the music industry and talking to certain people in the industry, not everybody gets a great contract, especially in the music industry in the beginning. How important is it to understand these contracts? And really my question is, pay for women in the industry. It should be fair. across the board, I think. What are your thoughts on that?
It's not fair across the board, and it should be. Just like the disparity that exists in the current workforce, whether you're a cab driver or food delivery person, the pay is not equal, and it should be. We're doing the same amount of work, if not more, especially in Hollywood. I don't even know how to start with that. I was just watching another actor talk about, it was Monique, and she was saying how, what was that movie, Almost Christmas? Of the 5 big major stars, they combined only got $1 million for that. Not each. Combined.
Wow.
It's like 5 of them. That's insane. And how much did that movie make? Come on. There definitely should be some pay there.
And I think Taraji P. Henson mentioned that as well. She said
Oh,
she
yeah.
made $75K, and she's a superb actress.
Yeah, and has longevity. And it brings in the box office, and people know who she is and they want to see her. I don't know what that's about. I think it's just more of a sausage fest. I will say this, sausage fest. That's my little, Okay. So a couple of years ago, before COVID, you have this season in Hollywood where we have called pilot season. Before COVID, a pilot season would hit, and you'd have maybe 200 to 300 pilots that are going to hit. Now, of course, we know that they all would not hit. Some would make it, some would not. COVID hit, we had 67. And in that 67, there were 3 shows that was not a sausage fest. That meant that every show, those 64 shows were all about men, white men. That's it. And there were 3 roles for Black women. I auditioned and got a part in every one of those, but it didn't make it. But that just shows you. And then after COVID, I think it dwindled to 30. And then last year, I think Reba was one, her pilot, that was 13 pilots, 13. This year, I don't even know, do we even have a pilot season this year? So the pay disparity is crazy and it's evident. And Reba had to put her own money up for this pilot. And that's why it did get taken up and get picked up. But that was her own money. So you have to produce it yourself. You have to work it yourself. You're waiting for someone to give you something. Keep waiting. Even Joan Rivers said that.
Right.
That's best advice I ever got. And I don't even know this woman. She was talking, Joan Rivers was saying, you're stupid not to do what you love. You're just stupid. And you're stupid to wait for someone to give it to you when it's already yours. Go take it. Get it, own it, dip it, dive it. Let's do it. So that's what you have to do here in Hollywood. I think that's what you always had to do. Eddie Murphy's been saying this. Rock's been saying this. You have to write your own stuff. You've got to write your own stuff because no one's going to write it for you. And they're not writing for me. They're just not writing for me. I walk in the door and they want a certain age. And I walk in and I go, I'm a Black woman. We don't look the age you think we do. Our face does not fall off at 35. Our face gets brighter and prettier. In fact, I'm having a birthday soon. I'm not going to tell you my age.
That's right. August 23rd.
That's right. I'll be 27 again, I've decided. I try to be 30. Not fun. 27's more fun.
I know you'll be 27.
I tried, but 27 sticks. But yeah, so you have to write a place for yourself. And in writing a place for yourself, you find a place for yourself. And then I think Hollywood finds a place for you, which sounds very strange, but I think you really have to show them those things. Just like you would show your agent, hey, I don't have any clips of me playing a doctor. Go get a clip of you playing a doctor so that your agent could say, oh yeah, I can see you being a doctor, because they don't know what they see until you show them.
That's right.
If you're waiting for someone to see it in you, that's not how this works.
You know, another problem that's happening now is the emergence of AI in the industry. What are your thoughts on AI? Do you think they're going to start taking over movie roles?
Oh, you're so cute. Do they start taking over movie roles? Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. So I'm not only a theatrical actor, I'm also a commercial actor. And how working actors make their money, their bread and butter are commercials. So before COVID, to give you an idea, between October and November, October I did once 22 commercials, November I did once like 25. That's what bread and butter. So October, this commercial season, like the big bread and butter starts around September to about the end of December. And you're making all the commercials for the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl came this year and every commercial was AI. If it wasn't AI, it was an actor, and they used AI to make that actor look younger.
It's good or bad?
It is bad. It is bad. Let me tell you why. Because I didn't eat. Do you see? When I saw that there were no commercials being made, I didn't eat. That's how I make my money. I told you that was my bread and butter. You took my bread and butter away. And now what they're doing is they're saying, hey, as actors, why don't you come in and put this suit on and then move so our AI can learn and we can learn how people move and talk, and then we can subjugate you and then put another character in. No, I'm a human being. I want to play a human being. I don't want my part taken away by AI. So we're against it, and I'm against it. We had a strike about it. Our union kind of sold us out because now they're like, oh, it's okay if the AI is important. The AI AI isn't important. It never is.
Right.
Human beings are
Right.
always important. I don't have a problem with CGI being used or any of that. I understand the enhancements, but when you start using computers in the place of people, just go watch an anime movie. Why do we even look at people then? And I think storytelling is going to get to the place where people are going to say, you know what, I really want to see something with human emotions. Just like we got tired for the last 30 years of actresses who have so much Botox in their face, they can't emote on their face. You want to see an actor who has wrinkles and her face moves and her expression. That's a part of who you are. I don't need to be excited like this all the time. I am so upset. I am so angry. I am so mad. I am going to kill you. Come on. I'm against AI. I don't like it. And it's taking the food off my table. And it's pissing me off.
I don't blame you. You mentioned about a Stepping Stone Film Festival. Do you think that could be a good topic for a younger filmmaker to do?
Well, I'm starting a film festival. I'm in the process right now called the Stepping Stone International First Time Filmmakers. And my goal is to have first time filmmakers have a place in this system. So often you have this film or this project and you don't know what to do with it. I want you to showcase it and show it to others so they can learn from it as well. And I don't want you using AI. I don't mind you using other crafts to enhance your project, especially with your limited budget. But I want to show filmmakers that you have a place in this society, that your storytelling is important. And we're in a political climate where we don't get to say what we want to. 4 people own broadcast media. So if we have more storytellers saying, hey, this is what's going down, this is what's happening, and this is a new area, a way to look at things, that's what we need. Because I don't need to be dictated about my entertainment and my news from the same person who makes the chemicals that are poisoning my toothpaste. So we need other outlets and we need other people to bring their voices to the corner. And there's no other person doing that besides film festivals. So that's my point. And I also want Stepping Stone to be a stepping stone for the Oscars. There's certain film festivals that are stepping stones that lead directly to the Oscars. So mine would just be one. There's lots to do. I'm working on that. That may take up more time. I thought it would be done by now, but I'm working with me just by myself. But again, it's one of these things that snowballs. So that's one of the things I'm working on. And I think filmmakers need to understand that their films are not just about films. They're also about the news now. They need to understand that they have to just circumvent every part of our society now, because the society that we knew as a free-speaking society is gone.
But I like how you set your goals and you put your mind to something and you get it done. So I know that's going to happen and it's going to be big. But also you've had accomplishments in the past, like Sisterhood in America, which was on Amazon Prime. How did you enjoy working that?
Oh my gosh, love that so much. Let me just say, I got to meet so many different women and that's the best part about that. It's one thing to have a political point of view or a social point of view. It doesn't really help you unless you get to interact with others. And with Sisterhood in America, we had women from all different backgrounds, economics, lifestyles. I even met a wonderful woman who supported Trump. I don't know why, but she did. And she could never give me a reason, which let me know that she was, I don't think, human. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if you feel a certain way, give me some points. But again, the point was maybe that she was there to be a point of context to start the conversation, because there are other people out there too. They're just being told, we don't vote because we're Black. We just don't vote at all. There was another woman I met, but we just don't do that. And another woman's like, we vote the Republican way because that's what we always did in our household. And she never questioned her parents. And so that show opened up a whole area for women to talk about something other than, hey, how does my hair look? How does my outfit look? It's about politics and society norms that are affecting us as Black women, women of color in the society. It's one thing to say, hey, this is what's going on in the news. How does that affect Black women? No one's asking that about us. I don't care if it's like, these are some glasses. How does it affect Black women? Well, 45% of Black women need glasses. Can they afford prescription glasses? I mean, let's talk about those topics, whatever those are. And so I love that, is that we got to focus on us, because there's nowhere on television that's focused on us. Now, there is, but it's in a different genre. What they are focusing on is how to get money from us. So whatever they can do to make us watch it, to get the money from us, they're going to do. But they're not going to focus on actual timely issues. They're going to help sustain and support and protect us and propel us. That's not where the money is from them. And what I'm saying is, that's where the money is for everybody. When you uplift and support your human beings on the same planet, you support and uplift your planet. And if you can't get that, it's time for you to jump off the planet.
I like that. And one of the topics you guys talked about, I think it was season 1, episode 29, you guys talked about financial literacy.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good topic that you guys covered.
It really was. I love that, because a lot of women out here A lot of it, I'm not going to use generalize say women, just all of us are out here making it from day to day. We have no idea of what that means to get from point A to point Z because we're so focused on just getting to B, just to be. So focusing on literacy, what that means. I took my kids once to a class at the city of St. Louis. Actually, Tashara Jones, the ex-mayor, ran a whole seminar on financial literacy for young adults. And I made sure that my kids go. And it was about banking and understanding how your money works, investment and what that means, and then also how to create credit scores and how credit scores are different. I want you to remind people in America, and most people in America don't understand this, credit scores did not arrive into the 80s. It's another way of redlining Black people and people of poverty. And I want to also remind you that when you leave this country, there is no credit score. If you have the money for an apartment in Cambodia or France, you give them the money. They don't ask, oh, how much did your parents make? They didn't ask that kind of question.
That's right. You know, being from St. Louis, I still have friends that live in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. They never left, meaning they never crossed state lines. They never left the country. There's a whole other world out there. You know, people just give it the chance to leave, just like you did.
Yeah, there's something to be said about that, and I want to bring that up. I was in a film. I was in two films. One film made it to Cannes, and I was not able to go. And so the second film that came to Cannes, I said, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm not going to pass on this opportunity for myself. And so I took myself to France, to Cannes, for this film festival. Let's just talk about the importance of that. Not the film, not the performance, none of that. Leaving your protected. I had 2 years of high school French, freshman and sophomore. Like everyone else, maybe they took Spanish, whatever. I don't know. I took French because I thought it was romantic, whatever. I get there. And the fact that I was at the grocery store one day asking for something, and organically, instinctively, the French came in. And I was like, I am speaking French to this lady. And she knows exactly what I'm saying. Now, it wasn't the best French. She wasn't going to like give me an A for grammar, but she knew exactly what I needed. Tequila and limes is right over there. She knew how to find it. So I think tequila is a national, international language. So there you go, wherever you go. But to feel that, number one, I could get on a plane and go to any country and not speak the language and adapt and fit in and know who I am and know that I can take care of myself and support myself and get around. That is golden. You cannot give that to yourself going from one neighborhood to the next. You need to leave your country zone. To not know any English, to not know any language or whatever, to read signs, and to realize, hey, I have an innate sense of taking care of myself. That is a powerful message for your soul and your body. And if you need to do that just to get on a plane to go from one city to see your relatives in Mississippi, go, get out of your comfort zone. You know, you can't be that crab in the bucket the whole time. There's a whole world, there's a whole ocean crab that you're missing. And you can sit in that bucket all day long. No worms are coming to you. None.
Right.
Or whatever you need to, I don't know what do crabs eat. I don't know what they eat. Whatever, they don't come there. But But you got to get out of that bucket sometimes. And if you got to crawl over a couple of people to get out of the bucket and lift a hand, then do that. But you'll never know what you're capable of. And I'm just going to say, I have never been more proud of myself than getting on 4 planes and going to another country. I went to Vienna by myself, and I went to France by myself, and I don't speak any German. The good thing is, I want you to know something too. America is so sad. Our language and our education system is so poor. It's so poor. So when you leave the country, they speak English. They speak English, Italian, French. They speak everything. You're the only one who doesn't know what's going on. So don't fret that you won't be able to communicate. They already know that you're from America. They can see you're from America, but your big water bug and your water bottle and your flip flops, they already know you're American. They're going to speak French to you, or they're going to speak English to you. They're going to figure it out. But just knowing that you can take care of yourself, no matter what that is, and to know that you can explore and see different sides of yourself, you will never see sitting in your living room. You will never discover those parts of yourself that are bigger than you. And I feel that I am like Superwoman now. I could go anywhere on this planet and know that I can take care of myself and I'm going to be okay.
That's right.
That's right. You can't get that any other way through travel.
That's right. And it shows. I mean, now you moved from St. Louis to California. How do you like California?
I love California. I love so many things about California. But let's talk about the things I miss.
Okay.
I think that's important because I love so many things about California. I miss the food in St. Louis. I miss my cheese. I miss the sense of community. LA does not have that. Now, there are little communities. I think LA is more of it. You find your clique and you click with them. Everyone here's a transplant. I think I've met maybe 5 original people from LA, and that's really an oddity, but they're here. But there's no sense of community. St. Louis has a sense of community that your garage is open on a Saturday or Sunday, and you can walk down the street and go, hey, Bob's garage is open. We can sit here and we just watch the game and drink a beer. I also miss music. I sang in lots of bands in St. Louis, and I was having a hard time because people wouldn't go out to listen. And I thought, okay, once I move to LA or New York, they'll be different. St. Louis is the place for music. There's music in the street. There's music in the bar. People walking around with their beer. There's music. Enjoy it. I don't know how to harness that better, but I was not able to harness it for myself. Maybe God wanted me here. I don't know, but I miss the music. It's not here in LA. You have to search it, drive for it, and find it. And then when you do, you lock into it. I also miss the fireworks. Oh my God, we have, because 4th of July just passed. So the LA fireworks were like, yeah, blue. This is pretty inspiring. St. Louis like, here's some horses, here's a firework shaped like a teacup, here's some fireworks shaped like a flag, and I'm gonna blow. It was just sets of music and I got the videos. I'm like, I'm home.
That's right.
So I miss that. Right. So there's so many things I miss about St. Louis that I don't miss the cold. But I tell you what I do miss, and this is gonna surprise you. And this is about LA too. I miss the open racism. And I do, because St. Louis is like, listen, I don't like you. I'm from Missouri, I'm racist.
At least you know up front, right?
I know up front. Keep your lawn clean, I won't bother you. California's like, yeah, you're cool. Yeah, we're not letting you in. Yeah, it's not happening. But you look good, fuck yeah. That's LA. So you gotta learn to deal with that. I would rather someone say, hey, right away, we don't like you for this, and then I'm like, great, I know what to deal with. But coming from Missouri made it a lot easier to deal with. I was able to discern, oh, that's covert racism, got it. Now, I could also say that because I was a realtor in St. Louis for 18 years. So when I came to LA looking for housing, I was like, do I need to call the board on every tenant? That's a full-time job. So I experienced racism in so many ways, whether it's covert, but I prefer it overtly. That way I know exactly what to do. I can have my Duke separate ready to go and have my ammunition ready. But when it's like, hey, you're so cool, we love you. Yeah, you're black, get out of here. That's a whole different thing.
You know, I'm telling my age now, but remember when the street lights used to come on and you had to be in the house?
I miss the music. And I miss the festivals and the concerts and the fairs. They're here in LA, but St. Louis, every summer, every corner, every neighborhood has a concert, a corner. There's a place for you to picnic and have a good time. But the free activities, St. Louis doesn't know how good they have it. All the museums and all the free things to do for families. Everything here costs everything. I can't leave the house without spending $100.
It's expanded now. It's like everything. You can go to the Science Center at night and drink inside the Science Center. They serve drinks, and it stays up until 10. And they play music, and this is at the St. Louis Science Center.
Yeah, and on Fridays at the art museum they had cocktails and jazz.
Yep, they still do that here.
Yeah,
and now the History Museum does it.
History Museum, all the places
on Thursdays.
There's no air conditioning. I miss, as I'm dripping sweat, I miss air conditioning.
Seriously?
No. So it gets hot in LA about 2 weeks out of the summer where it's like intensive hot. But other than that, it's like a constant 72, 75. You don't need an air conditioning, to fan, you open the window, you're good to go. At night, because I'm like a big diva now, if it's like 50 below, I'm like, ooh, turn the heat on a little bit. But yeah, there's none of that. So yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about cruising. I think that's another project you were working on. Can you elaborate on that?
So cruising is my baby. So during COVID, I had this wonderful opportunity to write for Hulu. A friend of mine sold 7 episodes of a show. And he goes, take a look at this. He goes, it's really bad. I go, okay. And then I saw it was really bad. And he goes, help. And he goes, can you write? I'm like, yeah. So I rewrote the first 3 episodes. And he goes, great, we're going to start shooting this in about 2 months. We hit strike. And Hulu was a strike company, so I could not work. And I said, I can't do this because I can't do it. And he goes, well, can I use your material? I'm like, no, you can't use my material because I want to be in the Writers Guild. And this is totally against that. Mm-hmm. So he and I did not end well because he was very upset. I'm like, well, I understand that, but you're going to go non-union. I'm union. You're just like a union buster. I can't even do with you at all. You're out. So, at the end of that, I said, here I am. I've written all these wonderful episodes. I need to be just doing this for myself. And so I sat down during COVID and said, I'm going to write a show about myself. So I wrote a show about a woman like myself who just got the kids out of the house or in college, and her husband's about to retire. He was a pilot for 30 years and she hasn't seen him. So she's always been the woman that's been taking care of the kids and the PTA, the whole thing, because he's out of town all the time. So now he's about to retire. She's about to get a groove on. They're going to have all their ideas and her business is taking off. So that's wonderful. So we're showing this age group of people that are supposed to be retired and not having fun. They're dipping and doing it. And then, of course, the kids come back, because they always come back. When you have kids, they always come back and they drop off their kids and leave. See how that works? So then we're stuck with these grandkids for the summer as we're trying to dip it and do it at the same time. So I wrote something that was fun and lighthearted, but also would appease to this wonderful majority of people in America of 65 and older who were in this position in life where they're taking care of their grandkids and their kids and themselves. We have this wonderful little pot right now where we have about 60 to 75% of Americans in this age of 65 and older. So they need to watch something that there's not a 30-year-old white woman going, oh my, let's go surfing. Like, we need something else. Okay, and so this is what this is about. So I'm currently in the middle of editing it. My editor has it and her computer blew up. Yay!
Oh no, really?
Yay, so we have to take what we have and keep going back and edit more stuff. So I'm still working on that. And one of the things I want to do is to put that in my film festival. This will be one of the show, just a little showcase extra for that. I've been scouting theaters, not just here in LA, in Chicago and New York, but also Vienna and also France. Because when I was there for Cannes, I saw lots of the venue movie theaters that were the overflow for Cannes. So when they had, let's say, I'm just going to grab numbers, 100 movies, they only have, 15 cinemas. So there are lots of cinemas around. So they picked other cinemas in the area and sponsored those as Cannes outlets. So during that, when I was there, I was talking to those theater managers and working to get my film festival in those, because I also think that once filmmakers see that there is a wider audience outside of LA, because LA wants one thing: Batman, Superman, Supergirl. That's it. That's all they want. And I'm sorry, I don't want to see Batman 99. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care what his color his tights are this time. I don't even care if they're AI driven. I don't care. I would like to see something else. So getting outside of America, getting outside yourself, and to show your films. One of the films I have that's in the festival I'm really excited about. I don't want to mention names now, but it's about a Black gentleman in DC, Maryland area. And he has found scholarships, it's a documentary, for Black children and children of color, full rides to college. And he takes them at 14, he does the whole process with them and shows them how to navigate this. And I think one of the things he wants to do is to make this across the United States, not just in like these 3 areas, but he sent like maybe 300 to 400 kids to college. So this documentary is about that. So I want stories that are remarkable, that are inspiring, that show people you can do this. You don't need someone to help you. You just need to start yourself. And that's what we're trying to do. So Cruising is about this couple that's trying to figure this out in the middle of it. And also, Cruising is a family that gives to their community. I want to show, my main focus, to be honest, was to showcase a Black family that wasn't tainted by the Cosby stuff. I wanted to show a family where they kissed each other and had sex and enjoyed each other's company. They weren't fighting or selling drugs. I wanted to show a Black family where they were together trying to figure out stuff, where the husband's also making food. He's like trying to make sure that she's okay. I also wanted to show a family that shows a family in their community saying, hey, this kid's on the street. That's not going to happen on my watch. If you know anything about me, I have 2 adopted kids.
Oh, nice.
And I have adopted them when they were older because they were living on the streets.
Oh, wow.
And that's not going to happen on my watch. They were friends of my kids, and my kids were like, oh, this is this kid. You know, kind of like, Santino comes home with Tom Hagen, and Tom Hagen is the adopted son now. So I have 2 other kids now. So I wanted to show this family do the same thing. Because when you do that, when you embrace your community, it's not outside yourself. There's no homeless person coming to get you. There's no homeless person trying to get your job or take from you. You see that that's someone's child, that's someone's brother, that's someone's sister, and now it's your brother and sister. And those two kids now are an integral part of my family. And I wanted to show the Cruz family doing the same thing. And we do that in the third episode, showing how they get back to the community and the kids ensue. So that's one of the projects I'm working.
And you took time out to talk to me when you were already busy.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? One thing I'm doing this year, and I want to advise everyone to do, I schedule time for fun. And this is fun because it's fun for me, because it challenges me to remember what my goals are, what my focuses are for the day. And the other thing I did, for example, after I get off the phone with you, I have to go to a golf lesson, because I'm giving myself golf for the summer. So I signed up for like golf lessons. I go and sweat like a pig. And let me just say this. I had driving last week. I'm pretty good.
Look at you. Look at you.
Pretty good. And I just say, just focus the ball on someone you don't like and go, yes. And it flies. You're like, oh, this is great. I'm like, I see why men are doing this. They're just out here hitting this ball. And then they have drinks. This is pretty good. Then you drive around the golf course. This is nice. This is nice.
You got some amazing ideas.
I love work that's work, because it frees people. That's what I think, for me, that's what I think work is supposed to do. It's supposed to free somebody else.
That's right.
Even if this not work. I also changed last summer, and it's a whole year, maybe you can adopt this. I changed the word work to fun. So I don't do any work. I just go fun. I have fun now. And even if it's like, oh my God, what a fun day, you still know. But that changes something chemically in my head. So like, okay, let's go have some fun, whatever that is. Even if I know it's going to be a difficult day, I know it's going to be fun, because this is what we're doing. So
that's right. That's right. Well, Cammie, let me just say this. If nobody hasn't yet, I want to give you your flowers for being such a wonderful actress, a very smart and talented young lady. We definitely appreciate all your work that you've done in the past and the work that you got coming out soon in the future. We look forward to it.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on my show, talking to me, talking to my audience. We support you.
Thank you for having me. And anyone from St. Louis is always a friend of mine.
I wanted to send you some merch.
I love merch.
What I mean? So everybody comes on the show, I make sure I get them some merch in the mail.
I will send you a picture of me in that t-shirt. I love it.
Please do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you again. And you take care. You have a great day and enjoy yourself today.
I will. And I want to thank what you're doing too. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
Will do. Bye-bye.